Great news, everyone! You could receive your $1,400 third stimulus check this week. Lawmakers are finally demanding that the third stimulus payments be sent out to all Social Security recipients now. Finally, lawmakers are starting to take action for the American people. According to a recent letter from lawmakers, millions of Social Security recipients and other beneficiaries still have not received the third round of stimulus payments. Lawmakers are urging for quick distribution of the payments to millions of Americans. They are expressing concern that recipients of Social Security and other federal benefits have yet to get the money to which they are entitled. It is really ridiculous how so many of you still have not received a payment. Congressional Democrats, including Representative Richard Neal of Massachusetts, who serves as chair of the House Ways and Means Committee, sent a letter to the I.R.S. and Social Security Administration on Monday calling for immediate attention to this urgent matter. Other committee leaders who signed the letter include Representatives John Larson, Bill Pascrell, and Danny Davis. On Monday, the chairs of the House Ways and Means Committee wrote, "We were alarmed to learn recently that most Social Security, SSI, or RB, and VA beneficiaries who are not required to file a tax return have not yet received their payments, and the I.R.S. is unable to provide an expected timeline for these payments. Some of our most vulnerable seniors and persons with disabilities, including veterans who served our country with honor, are unable to pay for basic necessities while they wait for their overdue payments. The I.R.S. hasn't announced when benefits recipients who don't file taxes will get their payments, but they did promise a timeline would be provided as soon as it becomes available." The I.R.S. told Yahoo, recipients of those government benefits should get the third payment the same way as their regular benefits. Those who don't file taxes but receive benefits would also automatically receive the stimulus payment. Some recipients may need to file their 2020 taxes to get a payment for qualifying dependents. The I.R.S. stated, "People in this group should file a 2020 tax return to be considered for an additional payment for their dependent as quickly as possible. Some of you are wondering whether you are eligible to receive a third stimulus check. Well, Social Security beneficiaries, disability insurance beneficiaries, supplemental security income, railroad retirement, and Veterans Administration beneficiaries all are eligible for the payment, even if they didn't file a 2019 or 2020 tax return. Eligible taxpayers who use the I.R.S. non-filer tool for the first round of checks will be treated as providing returns and will also receive payments. Americans who qualify for the stimulus payment and have dependents will get an additional $1,400 per dependent. In addition, a check can be claimed for college students, disabled adults, and other adults who are dependents. I understand that many of you that receive government benefits usually get your money direct deposited into your bank accounts. With the first two rounds of stimulus checks, everything was smooth sailing. But now millions of Americans are missing their stimulus payments. I understand that many of you that receive government benefits usually get your money direct deposited into your bank accounts. With the first two rounds of stimulus checks, everything was smooth sailing. But now millions of Americans are missing their stimulus payments. According to CNBC, delays have been reported in sending $1,400 stimulus checks to Social Security, supplemental security income, railroad retirement board, and Veterans Affairs beneficiaries who do not typically file tax returns. According to CNBC, delays have been reported in sending $1,400 stimulus checks to Social Security, supplemental security income, railroad retirement board, and Veterans Affairs beneficiaries who do not typically file tax returns. The lawmakers also wrote, "The American Rescue Plan was intended to provide much-needed economic stimulus and assistance to people across the country immediately, and we are counting on your agencies to ensure that beneficiaries are not left behind in the seamless delivery of those payments. So will your check be sent to you on March 24th or March 26th? Well, if you see a March 24th delivery date on the I.R.S. Get My Payment tool, you will likely receive your check by the end of this week or the beginning of next week. If you see a March 26th delivery date, you will probably be receiving a paper stimulus check in the mail. It could take up to 4 weeks to receive your stimulus check in the mail. Also, everyone, you do not have to pay back the stimulus check. It also doesn't reduce any refund you would otherwise receive." With the first round of stimulus checks, the I.R.S. said, "No, there is no provision in the law requiring repayment of an economic impact payment." I also understand that a lot of you are wondering if there is a way to tell if your third stimulus check will be garnished by debt collectors. As of right now, there is no way to tell whether or not your payment will be garnished. As of right now, there is no way to tell whether or not your payment will be garnished. It depends on the type of debt that you have and who would be attempting to collect it. Like the previous rounds of stimulus checks, This aid cannot be garnished by the federal government or the IRS, but it could be potentially garnished from private companies. That is the end of the video, everyone. I hope you found this video helpful. Make sure to enter the $50 Amazon gift card giveaway by subscribing to my channel, liking this video, and commenting below.
Let me thank Senator Collins and her staff for helping to put on this hearing, and thank all of the subcommittee members who will be participating, and the panelists who will be with us virtually in a few minutes. There is an interesting debate among the people of this country about which powerful special interest has the most clout on Capitol Hill. Some people think it may be Wall Street, and some people may think it's the military-industrial complex, and some people think it's the fossil fuel industry. I myself may be wrong, but I would give the nod to the pharmaceutical industry, an industry which charges the American people by far the highest prices in the world for prescription drugs, and has managed to create a situation where they can raise their prices to any level they want any day of the week. So today people are walking into a drugstore, walking into a pharmacy, pharmacist is telling them, sorry, price of your medicine has substantially gone up. That's what the drug companies have done. Drug companies are an industry which year after year make huge profits, and they pay their CEOs incredibly large compensation packages. It is an industry which is significantly responsible for the fact that in the United States we pay the highest prices in the world for health care, almost double what any other country pays. It is an industry which has an incredibly opaque pricing system, which pays one branch of government, which charges one branch of government a very different price than it charges another for the same drug. Same exact drug, Medicare will pay a price, Medicaid will pay a price, Veterans Administration will pay a price, community health centers will pay a different price, all for the same exact drug. And that's true for hospitals, for nursing homes, and for individuals. Very hard to know what they are charging anybody else. This is an industry that has paid $32 billion in fines for a variety of illegal actions over the last 20 years, including price fixing, overcharging the federal, state, and local governments for their products, bribery, collusion, fraud, and deception. And yet this is an industry which keeps going on its merry way, virtually untouchable year after year after year. Now, how do they get away with that? And it is not hard to understand. During the last 23 years, the drug companies have spent $7.6 billion on lobbyists. $7.6 billion over the last